So when we finally made the decision to send Anna to a boarding school, it was through a lot of prayer. It was through a lot of support from our accountability partners and our church family. And we had also spent a lot of time talking to other parents who had sent their children to Shepherd's Hill. So they gave us different examples or suggestions of how to kind of mentally and emotionally prepare. And one family actually recommended that we go and have a weekend away together and make really good memories, so that when we made that and when Anna actually was enrolled for a year, that would be kind of the last thing that it wasn't ending on a bad note, it was actually ending on a really positive and loving note. So we actually took that advice and we did do that, though in my heart I was just devastated. And the thought of letting our daughter go for a year was very difficult. I kind of pretended like she was going to college a year early. But I think the thing that I was most concerned about by doing this was that she would feel like we had given up on her and we had abandoned her, and that couldn't have been further from the truth. So I did a lot of things, like I just would write her emails every single day, and I hung in the balance waiting for those calls from the school. And then as soon as we could start seeing her and having those visits when it was time and having those calls, I waited for every single one of those. And I can remember telling Anna when we got to see her for the very first time at church that it was going to be the best hug ever. And it was. It really was. So, but I don't regret it as hard as it was, because we didn't know what was hanging in the balance, and I would rather lose my daughter for a year at a place like this than lose her for a lifetime. So that's why we chose to do what we did.
I'm not gonna lie, I think at the beginning I was pretty mad that they sent me here, especially without me knowing. But as time went on and as I started to learn more and more about why I was here, and that it wasn't them who put me here, but it was actually my actions that had put me here, I started to come to the realization that what they did was actually the best choice for me. As hard-headed as I was back in those moments, I think that them sending me here was probably the best option, just because of the fact that since I was so hard-headed, I wouldn't have listened to anybody any other way. I don't want to think about where I would be if they hadn't had sent me here. I don't want to think about other different things that I would have gotten into, which it hurts to think about. And obviously, as the child, leaving your family is not necessarily wanted either. I mean, it sucked and it was hard, but honestly, I wouldn't have wanted it any other way, because now it's just such a strong and powerful part of my testimony that I'm able to share with other girls who might be struggling, and the way that my mom and I are able to minister to other families who are here now, just the way that God has shown His sovereignty through everything, and just shown that, like, if it's not good, then He's not done with it yet.